Hey, well, if you clicked on the video for some reason when I said spoilers, then now you're definitely spoiled about the episode. Um, yeah, I'll probably start having thumbnails that have spoilers in them, like major spoilers like that. Probably starting tomorrow or today. I'm thinking tomorrow because I think I have a video already scheduled for tomorrow, which is kind of spoilery. So I might as well have all of them spoilery at that point. Even Star Wars themselves, like on their Instagram and their Twitter, they already like have a poster of Anakin's face in it. Like they're already spoiling it themselves. So you shouldn't blame me when Star Wars himself is doing it. So that's not my fault. So yeah, I th- before I get into spoilers, I'll give my like some thoughts about the episode. When I was watching this episode, I thought this felt like the most Star Wars that Star Wars has been probably since the prequel trilogy, or yeah, it was surreal. I thought this was probably one of the best episodes that at least Disney Star Wars has made. So I thought it was really good. I was at the edge of my seat throughout the whole episode, which I don't think I've ever like I've never been that engaged in in a show like that much. Like not even Mandalorian or Andor got me that engaged. Like I like those shows. At least season 1 and 2 of Mandalorian and Andor, or season 1 of Andor, season 1 and 2 of Mandalorian. But freaking Ahsoka took it to another level. Like this episode in particular, my thoughts of episodes 1 through 3, I thought they were okay, but this episode just raised the bar of like the acting that like I think Balin is probably my favorite character now. I thought his acting, his performance was amazing. It was immaculate. I thought it kind of makes me sad because he's such a cool character that like we're not gonna get like enough of him because once the season ends, that's all we're getting of him. Like I don't know how his story ends in this show. If it's like ends on a cliffhanger, if he dies, if he goes off on his own journey, if he stays with Thrawn, like I don't know. And honestly, it's sad that we don't get like more stories of him after this. But because I was making a video. I was writing a video for the conversation Balin had with Ahsoka, and in particular, it's about the stuff of Thrawn, the stuff about this serving a greater purpose. That's the stuff I'm talking about. Let me take a sip of my water. It's freaking hot in my room. I turned the fan off just for this live stream in particular because I thought turning the fan off, even though it's like a freaking oven in here, I thought it deserved no fan. So like the audio is a lot better than the previous ones. All right, I took some of my water. Sorry, it's really hot. I put some ice in it, so hopefully that'll help. But like usually I have to go through the whole episode, which I probably will. But I think this was so memorable that I almost don't have to. I will just because it's easier to help remember and jog my memory for certain scenes. But the two big scenes for me were the scene with Balin and Ahsoka, and the scene with Balin and Sabine. He says the thing about I'm serving a greater good, and then about Ahsoka, I'm creating a new world. I'm sorry, I'm trying to paraphrase, obviously. I can't remember exactly what he said. Actually, I have screenshots because I'm using it for my video. Let me just pull it up. Where's that? Um, where's it at? I'm not starting another war. I'm securing the future. Something like that. The only reason I'm here is to secure the future. That's a quote he says. And I think there's so much from that single line of dialogue, and there's multiple lines of dialogue he has. But just from that single line, there is so much speculation I have from that one line. I have a video that will probably be coming out in the next few days, maybe Sunday or Monday, and then I'll probably build it into Tuesday's Ahsoka episode 5, which will I don't know if we're gonna get any of that stuff with Thrawn or it's gonna be focusing mainly on Ahsoka and the War Between Worlds with Anakin. Spoilers. If you couldn't tell already, Anakin's hell I do. As you can see, Anakin's right there, so major spoilers. I mean, it's in the title, so I'm not even trying to be like, oh, I'm not gonna hide certain things. I didn't put in thumbnails because I thought that'd be nice, even though freaking Star Wars is putting Anakin in the posters, which is kind of funny. That was like a day after the episode came out, and now it's Thursday, so it's been 2 days. Start taking some water. Maybe I should do face cam, but I probably will eventually. I have a face cam, I just don't want to use it yet. I think I will like once I get like someone maybe to film with because I think I don't know. Hey guy, I think I'll be honest. I think looking at Thrawn, like him, like in his throne or whatever you want to call it, I call it a throne because it looks kind of cool. But sitting in his chair, his cool looking chair, is much better than looking at my face because he's freaking Thrawn. Come on. But I'm losing train of my thought. So yeah, I guess I can talk a little bit about my theory. I guess I'll start with this before I even get to the Anakin stuff because I have some theories of my own for that as well. But I think my thing for the Thrawn stuff, because I'm a big Thrawn fan. I've made a bunch of Thrawn videos throughout the whole channel. Um, so let's talk about that. So I'll pull it up. I'll pull up the stream and talk about that scene in particular. Maybe I should start from the beginning. I'll probably like brush through that stuff, and then like once we get to that moment, I'll probably speculate and talk about it a lot. Which percent? Here we go. Okay, no dialogue, no audio. Okay. So we hear right here, the ship's broken. They can't get out, and they can't contact Hera. Um, there's a line where she says something about like heir to the Empire. He was stranded out there. Maybe this time for good. Like Ezra, obviously. Here we go. So pretty much they're talking about how it's better that Ezra's still out there. It's better that Ahsoka destroys the star map, than for the bad guys, for Balin and Morgan Elsbeth and all of them, to get out there and bring Thrawn back as heir to the Empire, because their thought process is Thrawn's going to be building this empire to fight the New Republic. There's going to be another war, which I'll talk about more in a few minutes. Then we get that droid that comes or that sees the ship. Here's a conversation. I forget what. Yeah, they found the ship that the droid kind of tells them, and then they get Shin and Marok to go stall them. Yeah, it's to stall them because people are like, well, why not just have Balin go out there with them? But they need someone here to like protect the air, like because the coordinates are being charged from this place, from my understanding, and the reason we're sending these guys out is to stall them because who knows how long it would take until Ahsoka and Sabine gets here. Then it'll be harder for the two of them. Like, like, yeah, I think they could stop them from stealing it, but remember they could destroy it too, which would that would stop their plans of saving Thrawn or getting Thrawn. So that makes complete sense to me. So I don't really get that criticism. Yeah, here's the fight between the droids, and he had like his other hand out, or his other arm out that he used in training, which is cool. What else we got here? Why am I forgetting the droid's name? I'm very Hu Yang. I don't know. I didn't have to look it up. Hu Yang. Yeah, he's like, you two are better together, so go do that. They obviously don't do that. I mean, they do until like they kind of have to split up because of Shin and Mark coming for the fight. But yeah, might as well get that duel between all that. Okay, well, we can start here. I'm focusing on Anakin. It might get a drawn teaser at the end, because from my understanding, next episode we're going to be seeing, like, once we see the bad guys again, once we see Balin and Shan and Morgan Elsbeth, we're going to be seeing Thrawn. They're going to be communicating with Thrawn, right? I don't think they're going to be like lost or anything in space and they have to find him. I think they're just going to freaking find him. I'm just so curious, how is this new galaxy going to look? Sorry, I gotta take a sip of water. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, how did he get here? How did she get here? I think she died. I think she's dead, and this is like where like Force users go when they die. Or Anakin pulled her out, but I'm just a little bit confused about that. Here, let me I gotta throw something away real quick. Sorry. Like 10 seconds. Yeah, I'm ready back. All right. And we gotta talk about that scene at the end. We gotta talk about what happens. Here, let me close this comment so everyone sees it and is enamored. And bro, this scene was so good. Oh my god, this shot! Look at this shot. I'm using this in my thumbnails. Obviously, it's such a good It's a good shot. The cinematography is really good in this episode, surprisingly. And here we go. We hear a voice. Hello, Snips. Come on, dude. Come on. All the Clone Wars fans, all the Rebels fans, they're freaking cheering. I'm cheering. I mean, even prequels fans, just freaking, Anakin fans. Come on. It's dope. And people are like, oh, this is fan service. No, it's not, dude. It's literally, we're getting a whole episode about this. If it's fan service, that, like, people would say fan service is like, it's like we're in, it has no purpose for the story. This has immense purpose to the story, to Ahsoka's character. It would be weird if Anakin was not in the Ahsoka show. The freaking Padawan of Anakin? Come on. Freaking the Padawan, the apprentice of Anakin. What do you mean, why would Anakin not be in the show? Like, what are you talking about? Or why would Anakin be in a show? Like, why wouldn't he be? Come on. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Like, everyone's like, oh, it's just key jangling. Bro, like there was like no fan service or no like key jangling in the first 3 episodes. It's just story and slow burn. And now we're finally getting a little bit of like Anakin, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's fan service." Come on. No, it was good. I mean, obviously you can have your own opinion about the scene, but it it serves a purpose. It's not fan service, and it depends on what you define fan service. If you define it as like pointless key jangling, then yeah. Or I mean, no, obviously this is not. But if you consider it like something cool happening, then yeah, it's fan service. It's cool. Or a character from like a like a legacy character showing up. Is that fan service? Sure, but is that a bad thing? And I thought it was like the reveal was well done. It felt so much better than how it did in Kenobi. To be honest, it hit harder. It just hit harder. And if it didn't end, bro, everyone would be crying. And so I guess next episode everyone's gonna be crying. So okay, so let's talk about this scene. So is this a Force ghost? Is this like what? Is it the Force ghost? I don't think so. I mean, it could be obviously, but like, I don't think so because, well, for one, he's not wearing his Force ghost like the outfit he wore in Return of the Jedi. Like, he's not wearing like his traditional Jedi robes, like which all the Jedi wear. Like he's wearing like his prequel robes, right? The one he wore in the prequels. But that's not what he wore in the Return of a Jedi, so wouldn't he be consistent with that? And also, he still has this gloved hand. Would a Force Ghost have a gloved hand? No, he didn't have it in Return of a Jedi. So why would he have it here? Unless they're like obviously Force Ghosts can like kind of almost like shapeshift, I believe, from my understanding, right? I mean I'm not fully sure because like not a confirmed thing, but I feel like they can come in any form they want. So maybe that's why. Maybe he's coming in a form that like Ahsoka recognizes. And yeah, then we get to close up, and come on, guys. It's the dude, and hey, the de-aging's much better than they did in Kenobi, which is kind of funny. Like, oh, you just compare these two, and like you see one dude, one's like a 40-year-old man, and one's like Anakin from the prequels, pretty much. Like he looks just like Anakin from the prequels. Obviously, it's a little uncanny with the CGI deep faking, but I think it's much better than it was in Kenobi. And it's just like a shot. Like we'll see how it looks in episode 5. But it works for me. It worked. And then it ends. And this episode felt like the most like Ahsoka, and this episode felt the most Ahsoka. I think that shell she's been having, like that stoic side of her, is gonna crack. And it was already cracking in this episode where like she got emotional when she thought Sabine died. And I think now we're gonna be seeing what we like the Ahsoka we've been wanting to see this whole show. Next episode. I just see Ahsoka here. Like, come on. This is super Ahsoka. I'm just curious, how is she gonna react? Is she gonna be pissed off? Is she gonna be happy? Is she gonna be sad? Because remember, last time she saw him, dude was trying to kill her. Vader was trying to kill her. There's so much they could do with that. Like, we've never had like a Force Ghost Anakin or a pre or a post Return of a Jedi Anakin, right? Like we've never seen that where he kind of reflects on his time as Darth Vader. That's something I've wanted to see like for so long, and I think they're finally going to do it. And then the episode ends. Vader theme plays. Vader theme plays. What does that mean? All right, let's talk about that. Is that Anakin? Is that Vader? Is that the freaking sun? The sun can shapeshift into anyone. We've seen him shapeshift into freaking Anakin's mom, Shmi. So this is something the sun will do, and there's implications that the sun is still alive or he's still out there because, like, remember in Rebels where we see the Let me show you a screenshot of something just so it's more it's clear, it's easier to describe it. Rebels Mortis mural. I call it a painting because I'm stupid, but it's a mural. Um, hold on. Here, I'll just freaking screen share because it won't let me freaking download the image correctly because it's stupid. Percent. Right here. We see this in Rebels, and we see the sun's hand move. So that kind of implies maybe he's still alive or something. I think all their hands move, but like the sun in particular, because like he died supposedly. But what if he didn't die? What if he was, I don't know, maybe went in hiding or I don't know. They could do anything. And we know Sam Witwer was involved in the show. It probably wasn't like I don't know. I feel like it can't be that. I don't know. Like maybe it's not the sun. I don't think it is the sun to be honest. But like I think the theory is interesting. But it kind of would lessen the impact of the ending of episode 4 if it wasn't Anakin. But it would be a cool reveal, right? The sun, like the good dude from freaking Clone Wars, the freaking this the embodiment of the dark side. Okay, that's the right about that. That's what I want to show you for that. So yeah, but I think it could be. I think it's Anakin. I'm just a bit confused of how. Like, is it Force Ghost Anakin? Is it Revenge of the Sith Anakin? Is it Clone Wars Anakin? Like, what Anakin is this, and how is he here? Is this? There was a cool theory of him being the replacement of the father, which, for those who don't know, this is kind of like Mortis. This place, the Roboton Worlds. The way to access it is from the mural I just showed you guys, right? It's from that mural. So clearly there's a connection to the Roboton Worlds, of the Mortis and the Roboton Worlds and the Mortis gods. So what if Anakin is now the father, and what the father does is he brings balance to the Force. He is the balance. The father is the balance of the Force, and the father is now dead. So Anakin's taking that. Excuse me, Anakin's taking that place. Um, That's a dope theory as well. I think I'm leaning towards that a bit more than it being the sun. And I don't know, if it's the sun, that'd be wild. But if it's Anakin, we can finally have that conversation we've been wanting to see for all this time with Anakin and Ahsoka. Like finally getting closure for Ahsoka. Finally getting Anakin's thoughts of him being Vader. I've wanted that for so long. Like this means so much more to me, even than just like it being like a flashback. Even though that'd be dope as heck too. But come on, Force Ghost Anakin, that's new. That's innovative. That's not just like we've seen flashbacks of Anakin, like from Kenobi. I mean, it was just a flashback or a couple, but like, so obviously I want to see more flashbacks. But like, this feels original, something we haven't seen before. So I'm dope. I'm excited for episode 5. I'm enamored. I couldn't be more excited for Ahsoka. Episode 4 definitely raised the bar, and I think episode 5 will be even better. They're literally freaking putting it in episode 5 in theaters. And Filoni described episode 5 as a religious experience. Come on, bro, it's right in your face. Episode 5 is gonna be a banger, and we're all gonna freaking cry, or we're all gonna cry. Come on. Here, let me show you. Let me show you his face again. Come on, guys. Come on. It's gonna be a dope episode. And yeah, the World Within Worlds, they could show us a lot of stuff. They could show like different times in Ahsoka's life. You know, like kind of like the portal thing we saw in Rebels, where like it shows like the past, just different moments in Star Wars. If we're gonna do that, like we're gonna see. I don't know. They could do so many things. And a little bit of speculation since we already got a trailer. We got that TV spot of Anakin like just being like, "Oh, you'll face more than destroyed." What if she's viewing different times in her life? Like I knew there were gonna be flashbacks in the show, but what if the flashbacks were via the world between worlds? Through like the doorways, right? Like and she looks back at all these different moments. But yeah, that's pretty freaking cool. And that's all I'm gonna say about that because then it gets into the leaks and I don't really want to like the whole thing about. I'm not gonna get into it. There's a leak that came out like a few weeks ago or like a month ago or so. It was like 2 months actually. But like I haven't like spoiled anything. I'm just speculating. But there's something that's kind of spoilery that I'm not gonna get into. Um, but that's pretty freaking cool, guys. I don't know what to say. I think I kind of covered everything. It's been an hour. The reason I don't make breakdown videos is because I feel like everyone does that. And I think it'd be more interesting like if I broke down specific segments or specific moments from the episode and kind of expanded on that, on like and then they do all that the fun speculation and theory crafting. I think it's a bit more interesting and it's a bit more I don't know, it's a bit more accessible perhaps. Like instead of just doing a breakdown, and obviously I'm doing one now. I find it a bit more fun to do live breakdowns because I can just kind of talk about my thoughts without writing a script, without like scripting it all in, just kind of thinking of theories on the fly. It's very fun, honestly, doing it live. But then the caveat is that I can't have my fan on, and I'm freaking sweating like a freaking. I'm sweating really a lot, so I might have to end the stream in a minute or so. I'm getting hot, and I'm out of water. I have like one sip left. Yeah, I'm thirsty, dude. It's hot. Okay. Yeah, so I'm freaking dope. I'm so excited for episode 5. If you haven't watched the show yet, I mean, I don't know why you're watching this video. So it's literally the spoilers in the title. Um, at least watch episode 4. I get people not liking the first 3 episodes. I get that. There were some issues with it I had as well. But episode 4 I thought was some of the best Star Wars I've seen in a long time. So yeah, that's about it for the stream. I would love to hear everyone else's thoughts about this episode and their theories and just let me know what you guys thought like in the comments and all that. But yeah, that's about it for the stream, guys. Hope I'll see you guys in the next video.